Hey guys, it's been 3,000 miles with my Camaro 2SS 1LE. Let me give you guys a 3,000 mile update. Let's go.
Yeah, started on a 50 mil lens.
All right, so my impressions after 3,000 miles. I feel I've done a road trip in the car. I've dailied the car. I've driven it when it's warm. I've driven it when it's cold. I've driven it in all conditions. So I quickly just want to run through the things that I'm liking about the car so far and the things that I'm not liking about the car. So let's end on a high note. Let me start with some of the things that maybe I haven't liked as much about the car, but that by no means that I don't like this car, because I love this car. So some of the things personally for me that I've struggled with the car, these Recaro seats, I don't like to think I'm super wide at the bottom, but you know, I'm 5'11", we'll say I weigh 200 pounds, maybe a touch north of that. I don't like these Recaro seats after a while. It's fine up high, but down low, I just feel like my butt is sitting on the bolsters of them, and I thought maybe it'd get better as I've broken in the car, but not digging on that. Also the Alcantara, I like the Alcantara on the seats. It really feels nice. It feels luxury, but on the shift knob, as well as the steering wheel, I prefer to not have Alcantara on things that I'm touching all the time. It's a personal preference for me. I know Alcantara is really popular among all of the brands, especially with Dodge and some of those, but Alcantara for me, I'd rather just have leather. You know, another thing, and this is specific to the 1LE package, and I don't blame this at all on the car. In fact, I blame this completely on me. These tires, if it is not warm outside, like 50, 60 degrees, and I actually think Chevy actually recommends you don't even drive these tires under like 40 or 50 degrees, but I have these cars, I daily them. I didn't want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on tires. These tires are horrible. They are meant for track, and I bought a track focused car. However, I think they could have maybe done a little bit better and not completely putting a track tire on the car, but this car slips, it slides, it's doable, but I've never had any of my muscle cars, even when the ground is wet, in rain, anything, where it scared me not to drive them. I've driven them in snow. This car, even just in the slightest rain, it's tough to drive. It's tough to drive right now where the roads are dry, but it's 30, 40 degrees outside. So that's definitely a fault of my own. I can't blame Chevy for that. I purchased a track car, came with track tires, but if you guys are thinking of dailying 1LE, you might need to not listen to my advice and just quit being a cheapskate and buy an extra set of tires for it. Another thing that's related to this car, and it goes back to some of my earlier videos of the 3 mods that you should do right away to your Chevy Camaro. I don't know how to emphasize enough how bad this car flips up rocks. A lot of it is due to the tires, but it's also due to the size of tires. It's due to the construction of the car. I literally was driving the other day and I had a rock that flipped up from my wheel and somehow managed to land on my hood. So guys, if you're picky about cars, if you're picky about the conditions of them, immediately put paint protection film on it, rock guards, something. Maybe these hit my rock guards and it flipped up, but when I go to get out of the car, inside the wheel of my car, there's rocks just sitting there, just hanging out there. And so these tires and this car, they pick up and flip up a lot of rocks, and that is something that as someone who's a perfectionist about the car, don't like it. Although right now my car's protected, I've learned to live with it. See that right there? Literally a rock from my wheel flipped up onto my hood. Ah, man, these tires, They are track only, nothing else. When it comes to some of the technology in the car, the phone charger, I deem it pretty much useless. It doesn't work that well. It can charge your phone, but it does not charge it fast. It kind of slides a teeny bit. I have a 13 Pro Max, and if you're in a bind and your phone's dying, that's not going to be your best bet. You're just better unplugging it into just a USB port. But the wireless phone charger I thought was cool, but really not that great. And in terms of Apple CarPlay, you know, I've switched phones. I haven't noticed Apple CarPlay get any better. I just now am listening to audio through Bluetooth. I don't have CarPlay enabled because it kept cutting out when I'm listening to music, and I would just prefer to have it that way. But those are just a few of my small gripes on the car. You know, I did take a road trip in the car. I wouldn't say this is the best road trip car that I've had. It's definitely doable. The seats for me, in this car, I just wish they were a little bit longer. After a while, it did affect me a little bit. This car is on par with my Challenger in terms of gas mileage. Mustang was a lot better, but really not that big of a deal at all. I really don't care. We're talking like 1 mile per gallon. So some of the things that I just love, this car is so easy to drive. It is easy to whip around town in. It actually is a very good car to daily drive. Shifting this car, it shifts so easy, so smooth. It is just night and day from my other two cars in terms of just shifting. If you're a manual lover, you're gonna love this car. This car handles extremely well. Just being able to downshift, going around corners, it is phenomenal. This car, I'm amazed at just how effortless and easy it is to drive. It's fairly comfortable. Visibility is not an issue. I can see out of the car fine. The Bose sound system rocks in this thing. The exhaust in this car, the burbles and just the exhaust notes are amazing. The looks of the car is awesome. You know, the technology that this car is packed with the heads-up display, the interior lighting. This car just has so many things going on for it that I absolutely love. This car rips. This car pulls really hard. You know, this might be faster than the Challenger and Mustang that I've owned. This car, it's got a great balance between, you know, the horsepower of the Challenger and the torque and the nimbleness of the Mustang. And so car's very easy to drive. It's fun to drive. It's comfortable. You know, I have put people in the back seat, my kids. It's a little difficult getting a car seat in there. For whatever reason, this side over here, the buckle does not like to click into the seatbelt holder very well. But overall, guys, I really don't have anything to really gripe about the car. After 3,000 miles, I love it. I'm enjoying it. I don't regret buying it. I still love to look at it. I love to wash it. I love to clean it. And it's been a smooth car. It's been a smooth car, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I can tell that Chevy with these cars, I never would associate quality with Chevy, but I actually think the Camaro is a very decent quality car. It just feels solid. It feels like it's gonna last a long time. It feels robust. So guys, those are kind of my quick updates after driving it in different conditions after 3,000 miles. And I've loved the Camaro. I wish I could give you more that I don't like about it, to be fair and honest with you guys, but I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. We'll catch you on the next video.